Okay, everybody, I've got to talk about something very, 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 very important. There's no ifs, no ands, and no buts. I've got to talk to you about something. It's very important. Listen to what I'm going to say. You think I'm crazy. You think I'm dumb. But what I'm going to tell you is going to blow the Democrats' mind. All right. And I'm going to show you that this is true. Okay? Now, you've heard the old saying, with Joe Biden stepping out of the race, he's no longer the nominee anymore. So the question is, can he point Harris as a nominee, a presumed nominee? He can, yeah, but her delegates and her votes and everything doesn't count. I'm going to show you something. It's going to blow your mind. Okay? Under the law, it is unlawful to remove somebody from the delegate, even though they might be a little crazy in the head and everything and stuff. You cannot do that. Harris has got 4 months to do this in. I'm going to show you 4 reasons why Harris will not be the nominee. I'm going to also show you 4 reasons why, possibly, maybe she will, but I'm going to show you 4 reasons why Harris is going to have trouble becoming the nominee. 1, under the law of the DNC law, you cannot remove somebody from office just because they want to become the nominee. And the problem is under the state law, I found this out today from a friend of mine at McDonald's, that she doesn't have but only 4 months to get this thing together. Only 4 months to get this thing together. I found out that with her not being the nominee, she would have to go to the convention without being the nominee, but it would be a broker's convention like 1952. Let me show you something. In order for Harris to become the nominee, Joe Biden stepped out. So he's not the nominee anymore, right? So he cannot presume Harris to be in the nominee. Let me show you something. Is she expected to be the nominee? No. Let me show you something. I want to show you something. I want you to watch this. I want you to watch this closely. I found this out the other day. Just because Harris wants her to be the nominee, or Biden wants her to be the nominee, she's not the nominee. I'll show you why. Watch this. This will blow your mind. And I seen this the other day, and I was like, uh-oh. So we're going to have what they call a broker's convention, where she has to go to a broker's convention in order to do this. Okay? Let me show you. This is going to blow your mind. I want you to watch this. This shows that, watch this.
Harris will be the Democratic nominee. Tonight, our Verify team explains why.
Biden has been the presumptive nominee for months, having easily won nearly every primary in a mostly uncontested race. But he was never actually officially nominated. That process happens in August. So what happens now? Who becomes the nominee? In his announcement, Biden said his current vice president, Kamala Harris, should be the new nominee. But will it automatically be her? Let's verify. Our sources include Democratic Party rules, various state laws, the U.S. Supreme Court, and Elaine Kamarck, a senior fellow at Brookings. Even though voters make their preference known in primaries and caucuses, the nominee is actually decided by delegates at the Democratic National Convention. Delegates are assigned to vote for a candidate based on the results of their state's primary. Party rules say, quote, delegates elected to the National Convention, pledged to a presidential candidate, shall in good conscience reflect the sentiments of those who elected them. But that phrase, in all good conscience, provides some wiggle room. Experts say it means delegates could be released from their obligations if the candidate they're assigned to drops out. And at that point, they become free agents. There's no rule that says delegates would automatically be bound to some other candidate. That means No, Kamala Harris will not automatically become the nominee. So, what actually happens instead? All of the nearly 4,000 Biden delegates are allowed to cast their vote for anyone they want. This is called a brokered convention, and it's how nominees used to be decided until primaries became the norm. Anyone can throw their hat in the ring and jockey for those delegates' votes. Delegates are mostly local party operatives, or sometimes just hardcore voters chosen by their party at the statewide conventions. If, after the first vote, no candidate has a majority, a few hundred party elders, called superdelegates, are also allowed to participate in the next round. The delegates vote over and over again until someone wins a majority. So, this process historically involves a lot of chaos and backroom deals. With your Verify, I'm Ariante Till.
So did you hear that?
We're coming up on a major fundraising deadline, and there aren't many more between now and the election. So I am asking you to pitch in right now to help us meet our goal. There is too much at stake.
So you hear that? That means that no, she cannot become the nominee. She's not the nominee because Biden stepped out. Now let me show you one more thing. This is really weird. I thought it was funny when I first seen it. So the question is, what's going to happen here? The problem is that the weird thing about it is that no, she will not be nominee. She will not be that. And the problem is with this is that she doesn't have what they're saying that could happen. And the bad thing about it is that, watch this. Is it unlawful to replace a nominee? It says right here. Is it unlawful to replace a nominee? So the question is, let me show you. Is it really unlawful to replace Biden as a Democrat ticket? And what it does, when you go down to it, it says, yes, it is. It's unlawful to do this. You can't do this. It's unlawful. It tells you right here that some states will not vote for her because under the law, they have to follow these laws. So some states will not vote for her because it's unlawful. And she does not have enough time. Right here, it said, would it be wrong by unlawful according to this? But the former president, Donald Trump, and then down here it says, the Democrats to switchinate this, and said right here, but is it unlawful? There is not no legal problem whatsoever. But down here it says the law is that Biden was not yet the official nominee. So that's where it comes into place. If Biden is not the official nominee, then why did he said he want Harris to be the presumed nominee? He can do that. But does the delegates, does the money that Biden's got goes to Harris? No. So what we're going to see is a 1952 all over again. A 1952 incident that happened years and years ago. It's called a brokers convention right here. We could see this all happening again. 1952 all over and again. Just because Harris is a presumed nominee doesn't mean she's going to become the nominee. So let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you 4 reasons why this is going to be hard to do. 1, a lot of people will not put her on the ballot because they violate the law. Ohio is one of them that won't put her on the ballot. Alabama's another one, and Georgia won't put her on the ballot. But here's the thing. A lot of people already got their votes set in for Trump. Okay? They believe what's called. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You remember a couple years ago when Clinton had communication with Monica Lewinsky in the White House and they revoted him over again? Sure. They didn't care about that. So are they going to care about Trump's indictments? No. And I told people, I warned people the other day, and I said this the other day, if Biden would drop out, Trump's going to win. And I'll tell you why. I told people this and I warned people about this. I told people what's going to happen. I warned people what's going to happen. So the brokers' conventions is what they got to do because Biden is not the official nominee because he stepped out. So we're looking at 1952 all over again. So here's the thing. 1, Trump's already been in office. 2, he already knows what's going on. 3, we are wasting our time on what's going on. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's propaganda, like someone else said. And we see all these things that knows what's going to happen. I warned people, and I told people, before Trump becomes the nominee, his indictments in Florida will be gone. And boom, when I write. You know, because it's all politics. That's all it is. I told people, none of these indictments are going to stick against Trump. Nobody cares about it. Just like Clinton's communication with, with Monica in the White House. Did they care about it? No. So Jack Smith thinks he's going to be able to bring Trump down? No. It's not going to happen. And the weird thing is that the circuit, I found this morning, the circuit court of 11th Court in Florida said they might go with they might go with Cannon because Cannon did not break any laws. She will not be removed from the bench because she said what Merrick Garland did was unconstitutional. You have to appoint someone to become that appointees. Under the Constitution, Merrick Garland broke the constitutional law. Same thing with Harris. She's breaking the constitutional law by seeing all this happening. But I warned people that before he becomes a nominee, Cannon would throw those indictments out, and that's what she did. How did I know that? Because I was seeing it was propaganda, like my friend Andrew said. It's propaganda. They want you to believe. So this morning I wake up and say, oh, Harris got $2 million. But she don't get to keep that because she's not the nominee. She don't get none of the delegates because she's not the nominee. So now we're going to see a brokers convention from 1952 all over again. Why? Because when she goes to the convention, she will not be the nominee. So any of these delegates can go here, go there, go here, go there, anywhere. But even if she does become the nominee, she won't beat Trump. And that's all I got to say. She won't beat Trump. Because I'm going to tell you the reason why. Our economy's bad. Gas prices are too high. Food prices are too high. Unemployment, yeah, it's okay. But there's a lot of people out here I see every day a stranger. When I go down to McDonald's, I see a stranger laying on the sidewalk. That hurts me inside. If I had money, I'd give it to him because I take the shirt off my back, and everybody knows that. But I am going to tell you, there is no single way that Harris is going to beat Trump. No way. Because she's only got 4 months. Second, Trump's already got all the states already locked. They're going to trust them before they trust Biden. They're going to trust them before they trust Harris. And the bad thing about it is Trump's already got all these swing states already locked. He's got over 190 votes already coming in on the 3rd. You watch, I'll be right. There are 4 states that Trump can take and use it as a firewall to keep Harris from winning. Do you know what they are? Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Florida, Arizona. If he gets these 4 states, but if he gets Florida and Ohio, it's over. There's never been a president to win Florida and Ohio. There's never been a president to not get Florida and Ohio to still win. You can't do that. But Harris thinks he's going to see this California thing coming in. We're going to see 1984 all over again. I can see it going to happen. And you think I'm crazy. I'm not. Because everything I have said has come true. Go back and look at a lot of my stuff I said about last year. I said none of these indictments are going to stick. Guess what? I was right. If I go back and look on my Facebook, I could say, well, I could show you where the indictment, I got to show you where Trump's impeachments were not even there neither. Trump's insurrection's not there. You idiot. You understand you cannot do impeachment while you're out of office. It's only for people that's in office. That's why Trump did not get insurrection. So all these charges, then all of a sudden, boom, last year, at the end of this year, guess what? Beginning of the year, of this month of July, the Supreme Court come up and said, hey, Trump's got immunity. Trump's got immunity for when he was in office, but none immunity when he's out of office. You see? So this don't just include Trump. Trump opened the door, okay, to Biden, to Obama, Carter, Clinton, and to Donald Trump. That these are the things that when they were in office, they're immune for. So all these charges against him in Georgia, all these charges against him in the other part of New York, the two cases in New York, they're all gone. They're history. The problem is Jack Smith's trying to reinstate these indictments on Trump. But the 11th Supreme Court said, no, we back Harrison up because she didn't do nothing wrong. Now I got a question to ask you. How many swing states are there? Do you know that answer, Andrew? How many swing states are there? I bet you don't. My friend Andrew can't answer my question, can he? He's online with me. How many swing states are there? There's 11. If you take Trump's first name and last name, you get 11. 6 and 5 is 11. But his middle name is John. That gives him 15. And the 2 on the end gives him 17. That's his number. And the weird thing about it, and the crazy thing about it, and the weird thing about it, when Trump ran for president, he had 17 candidates in his name. He had 17 candidates running with him. But the last person he knocked out was Hillary. And he did it in the primary where he knocked out Haley. So I have one question for you before I get off of here. Are we ready for a woman president? Yes or no? The answer to me is no. We are not ready for this. There are a lot of people that will not vote Harrison in as the woman president. Because, no. I don't care if I'm crazy or not. I tell the truth. And everything I say comes to be true. Andrew says, I think I'm crazy about this. No, I'm not, Andrew. Because I'm telling you, I see things that I know that's going to happen. People don't want to listen to me. When I told everybody before Trump gets a delegate, that all his indictments in Florida are going to be gone, they look at me like, what do you mean? Oh, they're going to drop indictments in Florida. They sure did. I was right. Then I went to McDonald's this morning. Some guy I saw at McDonald's said, how did you know that? I said, because it's propaganda. Like my friend Andrew said, it's propaganda. All this stuff wants people to believe that all this stuff is true. I'm going to tell you, I may be crazy. I may be idiot. I may be dumb. But open your eyes up and look and see. When Schumer come out and said Trump was given this, he tells you where he said, Nixon said there was never no king in the Bible. Yes, there was. David was a king. Daniel was a king. But you don't see this. But he was. But Revelation 6:1 says, and he bows down to him with a sword and he is given a crown. You think I'm crazy? Go look at it. It's in the Bible. And everything that is protected by him. People don't care about him being indictment, being the first president to go, being conviction. I bet you go back and look at all the other history. You can see all kinds of other stuff that people did, like Clinton. They voted him back in. Why did they vote him back in? Because he knew what was going on. He's seen it. He saw it. So I'm just telling you, we don't see these things happening until we open our eyes. 3, it would be very hard for Harris to try to convince people that she wants to be president. But when she was caught lying about the border, she was condemned by the House. The House condemned her for lying about the border. They voted her to be condemned for lying about the border. 4, last but not least, I'm going to tell you right now, Trump's got his win. Why? When Reagan got shot, he got elected again. He was sealed. Trump got shot. He's elected again. His attempted assassination is sealed. You think I'm crazy? Watch and see.